I survived prison for a crime I never committed. Now, I am back home, but not a single person from my family looks happy to see me, except maybe my dying grandfather who I am not even allowed to see. My biological brother Steven picked me up from prison today. You'd think after 3 years, he'd show some warmth. Instead, he sneered, "If it weren't for the fact that you have to personally call off your engagement with the Fletcher heir, you think I'd waste my time picking you up?" When I didn't respond with enough gratitude, he drove away and left me stranded. Me, his flesh and blood sister, just released from 3 years of hell. The Gibson family had shown up at my orphanage 3 years ago with a paternity test, tearfully claiming I was their long-lost heiress. They brought me back to their mansion in Cobridge, promising I'd be their most cherished treasure. What a cruel joke that turned out to be. See, they had already adopted another daughter, Faye Daniela. For 15 years, they raised her like a princess. When I arrived, they couldn't bear to demote her. To outsiders, they vaguely claimed I had health issues and had been sent to a village, while Daniela remained the family's golden child. Then Daniela hit and killed someone with her car. My so-called family didn't hesitate. "If you hadn't insisted we go to your graduation ceremony, we wouldn't have missed Donnie's performance," they told me. "She was distracted while driving because of that. This is your fault. You owe her." Before I could even process what was happening, they'd arranged everything. Steven pinned down my hand, forcing my fingerprint onto a confession letter. Just like that, I was thrown into prison for a crime Daniela committed. For 3 years, I was beaten until I vomited blood, starved until I crawled on the floor, locked in freezing bathrooms overnight. Not once did anyone from the Gibson family visit me. Now I am back, and Steven tells me, "Don't stay in the main house. Go live in the nanny's room, just in case Danny sees you and spirals again." Even my own bedroom had been converted into Daniela's walk-in closet, an entire room filled with designer clothes while I rotted in a cell. At dinner, my mother Bianca pretended to care, piling food onto my plate. I instinctively pulled away, Faye, a prison reflex when someone reaches toward your food. "Abigail, what are you dodging for? Mom's just trying to serve you," Steven snapped. That is when I finally spoke up. Back then, I hadn't starved myself sick. After 3 years in prison, being hungry became normal, eating fast became normal, and getting stomach problems became normal too. The table went silent. Then Bianca had the audacity to say, "Abby, why didn't you call us? I always thought you were doing fine in there." A cold laugh escaped me. "I did call." "That is impossible," Steven blurted out. "No one at home ever got a call from you." He stopped mid-sentence, suddenly realizing his mistake. "2 months after I went in, I called home," I said quietly. "A maid answered. She told me you all said I should focus on serving my sentence and not call again." The atmosphere froze instantly. Nobody dared look me in the eye later. At a job interview that mysteriously appeared in my messages, I ran into Steven and Daniela again. When they questioned my qualifications, claiming I never tried hard enough in life, I dropped the bomb they never expected. 3 years ago, I was accepted into Vanguard University. Their faces drained of color. The day I received my acceptance letter to one of the country's most prestigious universities was the same day they forced me to take the fall for Daniela. Steven stared at me, disbelief and guilt washing over him. For once, he had nothing to say. I've learned my lesson. Blood means nothing when there is no love behind it. The only person I care about now is my grandfather Wyatt, who genuinely loved me. But they're keeping me from seeing him. Someone offered me a job today. I don't know who pulled strings behind the scenes, but I am starting to think my life might finally be turning around. Tonight, as I walk back to that house I can no longer call home, I wonder if they've realized what they've done to me. And I wonder if they have any idea what I am capable of now that I have nothing left to lose.